Hello everyone. Hope all of you are doing well. The topic that we shall discuss through this video is tense. It is one of the most important, interesting, and at the same time intriguing topics of English grammar. Without proper knowledge of tense, it is practically impossible to speak or write English correctly. Hence, I have brought this topic for you. In the video, I have tried to break down each tense with its uses, structure, and the most common signal words. However, we cannot rely on the signal words all the time. Therefore, it is imperative to know and understand the sense a particular tense makes and its various uses. So, without any delay, let us proceed further. As you can see on the screen, there are three types of tenses: present, past, and future. Each of these three types has four different forms. In the course of this video, we shall discuss each tense in detail. So, the first tense that we are likely to discuss now is simple present tense, also known as present indefinite tense. So, let us talk about the uses of simple present tense first. Use number one: simple present tense is used to express habitual actions. I mean, the actions or the activities that we do out of our habit. Secondly, simple present tense is also used to express universal truths. Universal truth means the permanent truth which never changes, like the sun rises in the east, or grass is green, milk is white. In such instances, we have to use simple present tense. Thirdly, simple present tense is also used to express a future event. Simple present tense is used to express a future event that is part of a fixed program or timetable. I mean, it is fixed, it is likely to happen. So, in that case, also, even though we are indicating a future event, we can use simple present tense. Next important use of simple present tense is that when we quote a great writer or we quote from a great book, we use simple present tense. Even most of the proverbs that we use in our day-to-day conversation, most of the proverbs you will find that they are in simple present tense, like honesty is the best policy, a guilty conscience needs no accuser, or a sleeping fox catches no poultry, etc. Now, let us talk about the structure of simple present tense. So, if there is am, is, or are is there in a sentence, it is simple present tense. Or if we have to use simple present tense and if the subject of the sentence is third person singular number like he, she, it, or any name or any singular subject, what we have to do is that we have to add s, es, or ies to the verb. I mean, it depends. If the verb is play, we can simply add s with it. Play becomes plays. Or if the verb is go, then we have to add es, goes. And if the verb is carry, then it will be, we have to add ies, so it will become carries. The signal words that you see on the screen are the most common signal words which are used while writing simple present tense. The next tense that we are likely to discuss now is present continuous tense. It is also known as present progressive tense. See, whenever we say continuous, I mean, be it present tense or past tense or future tense, one thing is very common, that we have to add ing to the verb, to the V1 form of the verb, I mean the present tense of the verb. Generally, present continuous tense is used to express an action going on at the time of speaking, or we use present continuous tense also for the purpose of expressing something which we were doing just before the time of speaking. Say, for example, You are watching TV at home and suddenly your phone rings. You pick up the phone and the person on the other end asks you, "What are you doing?" So your reply is that you reply that I am watching TV. But actually, you are not watching TV. You were watching TV just before the time of speaking. Like you don't reply with the answer that I am speaking to you. What you say is that I am watching TV, which means you have used present continuous tense to express an action which you were conducting or performing bef- just before the time of speaking. Now, present continuous tense can be tricky at times. Like I said, that continuous tense means we have to add ing to the verbs, right? So you may get a sentence where the signal words will indicate that you have to add in. I mean, the sentence should be written in present continuous tense, but there are certain words or rather verbs with which you cannot add ing, which you can see the list of the words in on the screen. So in that case, what would you do? So you cannot say I am seeing a bird. What you have to do is that you have to go back to its previous tense, like I see a bird. The previous tense is simple present tense, so you have to express that sentence in simple present tense. Since you cannot add ing to the verb see, you have to use that verb in simple present tense, the previous tense of present continuous tense. Present perfect tense is used to indicate an action that has just been completed. Another important and interesting use of present continuous tense is that, as you can see on the diagram on the right side of your screen, we can divide the timeline into past, present, and future, right? And we are always in the present. Now, point A, it is the beginning of an action. So the action started in the past, and action got finished on the border of past and present, means just now. What we have in the present is that we feel the effect or the result of the action that is completed just now. So in that case, we use present perfect tense. One example of this is that, say for example, you got hurt yesterday. So the action started and completed yesterday itself. But the effect or the result is still there. You still have the pain. So that is the effect of the action of you getting hurt. In that case, we use present perfect tense. Present perfect continuous tense is used to describe an action which started in the past and is still going on. So in such cases we use present perfect continuous tense. Generally in sentences which are written in present perfect continuous tense, you will get the signal words like since and for. Since is actually used to indicate a point of time. I mean, it could be Monday, Tuesday, January, February 2010, 2015, etc. And for is used to indicate a period of time, 2 hours, 3 weeks, 4 months, 5 years, etc. Simple past tense is used to indicate an action completed in the past, means the action started in the past and completed in the past. It talks about a completed action which occurred in the past. Another important and relatable use of simple past tense is that most of the stories that you read are written in simple past tense. Like most of the stories start with this line, no, once upon a time there was a king or something like that. So simple past tense is used to narrate stories. Another important point you must remember while using simple past tense is that, like you can see in the signal words, the expressions like the other day, it is time, I wish, as if, as though, with these we use simple past tense. However, if you have to use a be verb after the expressions like I wish or as if or as though, you have to use the plural form of the be verb. That means the plural form will of be verb in the past tense will be were, not was. So sentences will be formed like this: I wish I were a bird. No, not that I wish I was a bird. Past continuous tense is used to indicate an action going on at some time in the past. Remember, it is continuous, past continuous. So we have to add an ing to the verb. Let us talk about past continuous tense a bit more. As you can see on the screen, on your left side there is a diagram, and on your right side there are four sentences. These are examples. So in the diagram, let us talk about the diagram first. In the diagram, there are three parts actually. If you see the circles within which V is written, there are two circles. V indicates verb. So these are two parts, and the part where as, while, or when is written, this is another part which indicates signal words. And at the bottom, two carved arrows are used to indicate that the position of simple past tense and past continuous tense may change. Means past continuous tense may come forward and simple past tense may go backward. So now let us see the examples now. So the first example that we have, as he within bracket climbed the tree, he fell down. Now out of the three parts of the diagram, we have one signal word here, as, and one verb is already worked out, fell. It is the past tense form of fall, fell. So we have another verb to work on. Now we very much know, if you look at the diagram, that from the diagram part we have the simple past tense form verb is there, fell. We have the signal word as, so the other verb will definitely be past continuous tense. So your answer would be, as he was climbing the tree, he fell down. Now look at the second example. If you look at it, we have the signal word when. We have one verb in simple past tense, that is came, and the other verb we have to work on. So if we look at the diagram, three parts, we have two parts in the sentence, given sentence. So the third part will definitely be past continuous tense. So your answer would be, when she came, I was watching TV. Before I say anything about past perfect tense, I would like to assign you a task. As you can see at the bottom of the screen, two sentences are written. I went to the market and I had gone to the market. What I want you to do is that I want you to translate these two sentences into your mother tongue. And if you translate, you will see that both the answers, the translated sentences, are same. So what does it mean? It means that the best use of past perfect tense is that when we have two actions. Here I have given you only one action. Actually, past perfect tense is used to find the sequence of two completed actions in the past. Sequence means which action occurred first and which action occurred second. So generally the action which occurred first is written in past perfect tense, and the action which occurred second is written in simple past tense. Let us now try to understand past perfect tense with the help of a diagram. Like the previous diagram, this diagram also has three parts. V indicates verb, and before and after are the signal words. You will find any one of them in your sentences. Now on the right side of your screen, as you can see, one sentence is given: the teacher within bracket enter the class before the bell rang. Now you see, we have the signal word before here, and one verb is there, rang, which is the past tense form of ring. So if we look at the diagram, it is very much clear which uh, part is missing? The part which which is missing is past perfect tense. So your answer would be the teacher had entered the class before the bell rang. Now in the second example also, if you see, we have one verb reached which is worked upon. We don't have to work on it, and it is in simple past tense, and we have the signal word after. So which part is missing? The past perfect tense part of the sentence is missing. So it would be we reached the station after the train had left. So in both the sentences, what we see is that we have used past perfect tense to indicate the action which occurred first, and we have used simple past tense to indicate the action which occurred second. Past perfect continuous tense is used to indicate an action that occurred before a certain point of time in the past, had continued up to that moment, and was still in progress at that moment, or had recently finished. Now, if you look at the signal words, question may arise that the signal words of present perfect continuous tense and past perfect continuous tense are same, which is since and for. Now, how would we identify it? Well, if if in the given sentence there is any indication of past, then you will write your sentence in past perfect continuous tense. If there is no indication of past, then you will use present perfect continuous tense. Simple future tense is used to express an action that is likely to take place in future. It is also used to express the speaker's assumption about the future. When we say sentences like I think they will come, this is an assumption. In such instances, we use simple future tense. Future continuous tense is used to indicate an action that will continue at some time in future. The signal word that you can see, that at this time tomorrow, is the signal word. So if there is only tomorrow, then you will write the sentence in simple future tense. But if at this time tomorrow, or 9 a.m. tomorrow, 9 p.m. tomorrow is there, you have to write the sentence in future continuous tense. Future perfect tense is used to show the completion of an action by a certain time in the future. Now, if you look at the signal words, you will see one signal word is before, the other one is by plus any timeline. Any timeline means it could be tomorrow or today, it could be Monday, Tuesday, January 2020, etc. Means it has to indicate a timeline. If there is by and along with it any timeline is there, you have to write the sentence in future perfect tense. Let us now try to understand future perfect tense through a diagram. So, like the previous diagrams, this diagram also has three parts, two verbs and one signal word before. So, if we look at the example now, the teacher within bracket enter the class before bell rings. This tense is in simple present tense, and we have the signal word before. So the other verb where we have to work upon will be written in future perfect tense. So your answer would be the teacher will have entered the class before the bell rings. In the second example also, we have the signal word before, and the verb rain is written in simple present tense, rains. So the other verb will definitely be written in future perfect tense. So your answer will be we will have reached home before it rains. Future perfect continuous tense. There is nothing on the screen. It is an empty sheet, right? So actually future perfect continuous tense is no longer used in modern grammar. Therefore, we shall not discuss about this. Along with the 11 forms of tenses, you also have to learn this format of conditional sentences, the combinations. You either learn the combinations, which will be useful in attempting questions on correct tense, either learn the format or learn the example. Hope you have understood the topic. Now, the thing that you need to do is that you have to memorize the structure of all the tenses along with the most common signal words. Still, even after memorizing all the signal words, it may not be enough, because not always you will get sentences with signal words. So that is why you need to be aware of the uses of various tenses. Thank you.